Buckle up. The window's turned into a street fight. Chelsea are stacking creative firepower. Tottenham are moving for a Manchester City defender. Donnarumma and maybe Emiliano Martínez are circling Manchester, and Antony still stuck in midair with nowhere to land. If this episode hits 350 likes, I'll sit down straight away and start the next one. No waiting, no mercy. Let's dive into the chaos. Aston Villa first, because Unai Emery is operating like a surgeon with a stopwatch. Villa have made serious progress on Lucas Paquetá, alone with a mandatory buy option that pushes the total toward 50 million. West Ham don't want to lose the engine of their midfield, but Paquetá sees Emery's project as the upgrade he's been waiting for. A side that presses high, keeps the ball brave, and gives him both the keys and the runway. Villa are ready to make him one of the highest earners at the club. West Ham are already lining up contingency names, with Fabio Vieira floated in the background. If this lands, it's not just a headline, it's an identity piece. Chelsea's other soap opera is named Fermín López. Publicly, Barcelona say not for sale. Privately, the calculator is blinking red. Chelsea fired in an official $40 million bid immediately after the match. Barca rejected and hugged the party line. Hansi Flick considers Fermín essential. But behind the curtain, the whispers say 60-65 million is the real decision line, with some outlets tossing out an eye-popping $90 million as the only if. Fermín met Flick, thanked him for the faith, and didn't commit to staying. Chelsea, fresh off selling Nkunku to Milan and closing Alejandro Garnacho, see Fermín as the playmaker in Maresca's machine, a between-the-lines metronome who keeps transitions clean and chance creation violent. If the player tips yes, Barca will be dragged to the table by their own spreadsheets. Speaking of Chelsea, lock this one. Facundo Buonanotte is in. Season-long loan from Brighton, no option to buy, review clause in January if minutes and performances demand it. Enzo Maresca pushed personally for the 20-year-old, a technician who operates like a numb 10 from the half spaces, or starts wide and drifts inside, closer in profile to a conductor than a classic winger. 6 goals, 3 assists on loan at Leicester, with quick decisions in tight windows. It's exactly the fabric Maresca wants under the hood. Brighton didn't plan to sell, but after another deal fell apart, a temporary move that preserves future upside and includes performance bonuses. Made sense. Chelsea cover the wages, the kid gets a stage, now to North London. Tottenham are deep in talks for Manuel Akanji from Manchester City. $15 million on the table, salary no problem, and a deadline that expires tomorrow at midnight. Galatasaray already shook hands on a fee with City but didn't get the players. Yes, Milan have asked for personal terms. Palace are sniffing around if others stall. Even so, Spurs are closest right now. They want this done in the last hours. A no-nonsense move for a versatile, press-proof defender who can play on either side of a back two and handle a high line without blinking. If City greenlight the exit, this is the kind of quiet signing that wins you points in March. Milan, feeling the Akanji traffic jam, have spun toward Joe Gomez. Reports say a loan with buy clause is under study. Gomez isn't central to Slot's first sketch and wants minutes ahead of Euro 2026. Milan value the versatility, center back today, right back tomorrow, emergency cover the day after. At the same time, they're pushing midfield, with Adrien Rabiot now the main target. Marseille are open at around 15 million. The friction point is salary via his mother agent. Milan's offer, 3 years, around $5 6 meter per season, within budget, within reason. Rabiot knows Allegri. Allegri knows Rabiot. That familiarity might be the lever that moves the rock. With Thiaw and Kalulu fitness questions and inconsistency from the existing midfield, both deals would punch holes in the biggest problems on the team sheet. A quick detour through Serie A and back. Rasmus Højlund, yes, that one, is packing for Napoli on a season loan at 5.2 million, with a mandatory 38 million buy if they reach the Champions League. For United, it screams 2 things: commitment to Benjamin Šeško as the centerpiece, and a clean runway for Højlund to reset his confidence in a system built for him. Napoli needed a striker fast after Lukaku's setback. The Dane gets the number 9 spot and the chance to make the move permanent on merit. A career fork in the road, and a smarter rebuild signal from United than we've seen in a while. Wolves, meanwhile, just strapped a rocket to their forward line. Tolu Arokodare is official. 27 painters from Genk, medical passed, contract signed. 23 goals and 7 assists last season. Belgian league top scorer, Ebony Shoe winner, 1.98 metis, and moves like a winger on the half turned. There's a 10% resale slice baked in and match bonus escalators, but the headline is simple: Wolves bought profile, productivity, and presence in the box. Now goalkeepers, Manchester, and a domino run that could change the map. Manchester United are negotiating with Antwerp for Senna Lamens. Personal terms agreed. Fee orbiting 20 minors plus bonuses. Antwerp happy to sell. Player training solo to protect the move. He turned down Galatasaray money for the badge. United love that, but this is deadline week. Plan B is already out of the drawer: Emiliano Martínez. Talks have begun with Villa in case Lamens slips. Martínez brings medals, thunder, and command. Villa would only engage if their own board is comfortable with the timing. United want clarity fast. Across town, Fenerbahce are at the table for Ederson. Their opening 12 Serenadors was rejected. City value a multiple title cornerstone higher even with a year left on the deal. Jorge Mendes is trying to thread the needle, raise the Turkish bid, keep City satisfied, keep the players' exit clean. Ederson has already missed the start of the season. The Etihad relationship feels thinner by the week. And here's the fuse: Ederson's departure unlocks Gianluigi Donnarumma. PSG's faith has cooled, Luis Enrique has pivoted, and Donnarumma wants a stage to suit his size. City rate the upside. Pep's system demands a passing keeper, but at 26, coaching can polish distribution while shot-stopping remains world-class. From day one, if Fenerbahce and City find the number, City are ready to hit send on a deal with PSG. Personal terms sketched, fee expected around the 30 to 35 millimeter corridor. That's not just a new face in goal, that's a continental reshuffle. And now, the saga that refuses to land: Antony, Real Betis officially withdrew after the numbers cracked. Loan with mandatory $25 million buy agreed, medical done, and then the spreadsheet revolt. Betis couldn't shoulder the full wages or legacy debts United still owe from the Ajax deal. They asked for concessions, United said no. The bridge collapsed. Antony isn't in Ruben Amorim's plans. He also doesn't have a new club. It's more than one failed move. It's a case study in toxic contracts and mismatched expectations. Betis will pivot. Antony is left hunting. A miracle with under 24 hours on the clock. Before we close, two more flashes. Fulham and Shakhtar have a verbal agreement for a 22-year-old winger named Kevin. Yes, a real one, not a region. Fee north of 42 mirrors including bonuses. A record outlay for the Cottagers, who loved his Europa qualifiers. 4 goals, 2 assists in 3. Personal terms, done. Medical and minor clauses, pending. And Chelsea's striker drama has triggered contingency aggression all over London. If Jackson really stays blocked and a permanent buyer doesn't appear, expect late left field. Phone calls to agents who thought their summers were over. That's the lot for this hour. Villa wooing Paquetá. Jackson grounded in Munich while the clock hisses. Fermín's choice looming over Barcelona's bookkeeping. Buonanotte into Chelsea's rotation. Spurs pushing for Akanji. Milan hedging with Gomez and going hard for Rabiot. Højlund betting on Naples. Wolves landing a sledgehammer. United juggling Lamens and Martínez. City weighing Ederson's goodbye and Donnarumma's hello. Antony in limbo. Fulham breaking records. The window never ends. It just runs out of time.